10 seconds.
Conor McGregor calls out Jake Paul for the next boxing fight. Here it is.
Make a new name for yourself. Look at what has happened to Michael Perry. You know, one of our big stars here, the king of violence. He titles himself, and you know he's had such a rise in the sport. Now he's up against you know, a little dweeb of a thing in a fight this weekend that we're all rooting for him.
And Conor McGregor can say what he wants, but he won't fight me either. So once I knock out Mike Perry, Conor McGregor, let's run it. But you won't do it because you know what's going to happen. You saw what I did to Nate Diaz, who you went toe-to-toe with. So Conor McGregor, lay off the cocaine, get in the gym, and start winning fights, and then maybe we can have a conversation.
Conor McGregor just leaked training footage for his upcoming fight with Jake Paul. The guy who built a career by fighting people with bigger names than him, McGregor knows exactly how to sell a fight, and this footage is just part of the hype machine.
I'm not a boxer.
Ooh, say it again.
I'm not a boxer.
One more time.
UFC 257, Conor McGregor just got knocked the worst stream of all time, Dana White. Worst stream ever. We want refunds. Conor McGregor got paid $5 million to fight a bum, and he got knocked out by the bum. Bro, the memes right now all over Twitter, it's trending. This is hilarious. He got Nate Robinson. Conor, dude, you got paid $5 million to fight a bum. You should have taken the Jake Paul fight for $50 million, but now I got $10,000 for you. I got $10,000 cash. Cold hard cash, blue hundreds, all cash. Or I'll give you a third of a Bitcoin.
Conor McGregor fired Mike Perry from the Bare Knuckle Championship.
Well, he goes from, look at what Mike Perry's doing, the BKFC put him in these fucking positions, he's gonna fuck up that little dweeb, to, you're fired. Like,
Why doesn't he just get in the ring with you?
he's on Twitter, he's on his yacht, he's on cocaine, but he's not in the ring with me. And so until he does that, I don't want to hear any more shit.
Meanwhile, Jake Paul is probably just excited to cash in, regardless of who wins. McGregor's always won for a little showmanship, and this little leak? Well, it's just a perfect marketing ploy, isn't it? The Irishman, known for his brash confidence and unapologetic self-promotion, is all over the place on social media.
Paul made the call-out video. He disrespected Conor McGregor. Here's the mistake that everybody's making about Jake Paul. Because I put this on my Twitter account. I said Jake Paul's going to finish Askren in 30 seconds. And everyone's like, whoa, Askren's a fighter, blah, blah, this crap. I knew Jake Paul would smoke him because Jake Paul is the person I used to be. He's a cocky, arrogant young man who's training at... You think Jake Paul isn't training? They're like, oh, he's just a YouTuber. He's training with Canelo and Ryan Garcia. The guy is training his... He's not running his mouth to people without training. He's getting in there to win.
Teasing fans with glimpses of his supposedly intense training sessions. It's almost like he's trying to convince us that he's in top form. Because if there's one thing McGregor does well, it's selling the fight. Let's dive into this footage, shall we? Now, the footage itself, well...
The reality is that guy's partying, and he's partying real hard. And he talked about it in the court case. You know, he's talking about cocaine. Like that was the whole thing, that we're all doing cocaine. And
No, I fancy him for it, to be honest. I fancy your man's a bit windy. The other cat's a bit windy. Yeah. You know, so but he's a donkey. The guy's a donkey, yeah, the other cat. Yeah. But what's a donkey has a kick as well. So you just got to be worried of that. So, but I just think, mate. Big weather and that'll come and be careful and I'll be in his face and I was thinking this really nice, you know.
It's wildly dramatic, like most things McGregor does. There's the slow motion punching, the heavy bag sessions, the shadow boxing, basically everything you'd expect from a guy who's trying to convince the world that he's been in full training mode. You'd think he's gearing up for a fight with a heavyweight champion.
I'm working hard for my fight on January 18th. Burn the boats mentality. In other words, there's no going back. I'm here to knock a motherfucker out. That's it. And honestly, everything else is kind of going by the wayside. I feel myself changing little by little.
What's up, you Irish cunt? Good morning, Conor McGregor. I know you're probably beating up old dudes in a bar right now, or maybe you're jacking off because you're sick of f***ing your wife. I mean, she's a 4, Conor. You could do a lot better, but happy Monday. My team sent you a $50 million offer this morning. $50 million cash, proof of funds. the biggest fight offer you've ever been offered, but you're scared to fight me, Conor. You're ducking me because you don't want to lose to a YouTuber. You're 0-1 as a boxer. I'm 2-0 as a boxer. I just came off the 8th biggest pay-per-view event in history, but you want to fight Dustin Prober, who has less followers on Instagram than my dog. That's a fact. And Dana White, you ugly. You said there's 0% chance of this fight happening, but there's 0% chance of you getting some. Conor, you're scared. Dana, you're scared. Sign the contract, you idiots. Jesus Christ. Irish.
It isn't Jake Paul training with professional boxers, essentially being a professional boxer, but getting in the ring with non-boxers or geriatric dudes. He's not doing, Logan Paul's not doing that.
Yeah.
He's getting into the ring. He's an entertainer. He's in the world wrestling entertainment. He's very athletic. When we saw him in the ring against Floyd Money Mayweather, he didn't make an awful showing for himself, all right? And Conor McGregor is not a boxer. He's a striker and a UFC MMA fighter. And so when you look at it from that standpoint, something like this is reasonable from an entertainment perspective. If Conor got in the ring with a boxer or a UFC fighter, I would say I don't like it at all because he's going to get his ass kicked. Get ready. But getting in the ring with an entertainer like Logan Paul makes total sense because Logan Paul is neither, but he's
Not Jake Paul. But hey, that's the magic of McGregor's brand. The guy knows how to sell a narrative. No, he's not exactly in peak MMA form, but who cares? The whole point of this training footage is to build hype, and it's doing a damn good job of it.
You talk about him on the Mount Rushmore for me. I think he's the first to hold 2 belts at the same time. All the things that he accomplished, he ignited, not just Europe, but the entire world, and became the biggest superstar, not just in this sport, but in all of sports. You had other athletes mimicking him, all the stuff that he accomplished and what he did to advance this brand, this company, and the sport itself. So he will fight in 2025. I don't know if you remember interviews with me. I wasn't very confident that he would fight in 2024, but he will fight in 2025.
Fans and critics alike are out here trying to analyze every frame, dissecting whether McGregor still has the speed, power, and most importantly, the mental game to take on someone like Jake Paul. The reality is, that guy's partying, and he's partying real hard, and he talked about it in the court.
He's a bro. He's a little. This is the biggest fight offer he's ever been offered, so.
No, you have got radio silence from him?
Radio silence. I mean, we're talking to his team. He looked at my DM on Instagram, but, we're talking to his team, and they're like, just, when we sent them the proof of funds, they like put their tail between their and they were like, oh, this little crazy kid ain't playing.
So
but I sent it, bro. He's gonna turn down 5% of $1 billion for what?
He talks big, he backs it up, What do you think is holding him back? Because that is a lot of money.
Scared, bro. Scared to lose. And I think Dana White's being like, well, what happens if Jake Paul lands that lucky punch, knocks Conor McGregor out, and now the whole UFC looks like a clown?
Well, look, a lot of people say you crossed the line when you spoke on his woman.
I don't give a fuck. He spoke on Khabib's wife. He said Khabib's wife looks like a towel.
You know what? He has a history of that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So now he's getting a taste of his own medicine, and now he's all of a sudden people are butthurt. I'm going too far. This is the fight game. Like, why are people being now all of a sudden? Same with Dylan Dennis. They've religion, Khabib's religion.
Why'd you agree to take this fight with Jake Paul?
I believe this is going to be great for boxing. I believe I'm going to win.
Jake, why'd you agree to take the fight with Mike?
Man, he's a legend, This is the guy. This is one of the 2 most famous boxers to ever live, him and Muhammad Ali. This is a dream come true for me. I am inspired by Mike, his story, what he's persevered through. And to be able to fight him and to share the ring with such a legend is a special moment for me, and it's historic. And the fact that we did it with Netflix, it's the biggest fight of the century, and that's what I love to do. Make history, have fun, and go to war.
In case you know, he's talking about cocaine, like that was the whole thing, we're all doing cocaine. And we're always F, to be honest, man, it's a bit windy, cat. Yeah, a bit windy, yeah, now out. But he's a donkey. The guy's a donkey. Yeah, what's a donkey has a kick as well, so you just gotta wet ass out. But
Make a new name for yourself. Look at what has happened to Michael Perry. You know, one of our big stars here, the king of violence, he titles himself. And, you know, he's had such a rise in the sport. Now he's up against, you know, a little dweeb of a thing in a fight this weekend that we're all rooting for him. But, you know, this is the real deal.
I'll give you a third of a Bitcoin. You choose. You choose Conor McGregor. But, bro, good morning. Hope you're up. April 17th, guys, I'm fighting. You know, it was supposed to be Conor McGregor, but we'll see what happens. Stay tuned.
Something he pushed for, and then it was something he didn't push for, and now he's saying he doesn't want to push for unless the UFC is directly at the table negotiating, because quite frankly, that's what it's going to take for any of this to be a reality. Let's just get that out of the way right now. For Jake or Logan to fight Conor McGregor, Dana White is going to have to sign that blessing. And listen, it is Christmas Day, so maybe the holiday spirit is in effect, but without the Dana White clause attached to this contract for Conor McGregor and Jake Paul, or Conor McGregor, Logan Paul, none of this.
I just think and be careful. I be in his face. But here's the thing. The footage isn't exactly the secret weapon everyone seems to think it is. McGregor, being mastermind of self-promotion that he is, isn't just training for the sake of improving his technique.
And Jake Paul couldn't do anything to him. He made a ton of money, and I know people are mad. You stayed home on Saturday night, but you didn't pay for it. You know, this is what Mike Tyson, when Mike Tyson shows up.
Logan Paul, after the fight, people been coming at him. They felt it was disrespectful of him. The way he was like, Mike, I will kill you. I actually was surprised he said that. I really was. I was like, okay, whatever.
He's training to look good. And let's be real, the guy looks good. When you zoom in on those muscles, those movements, the sweat dripping off his forehead, you could almost hear the thousands of McGregor fans screaming, he's back!
McGregor's coming back to fight?
Yeah, he'll come back this year.
If you had to choose between the two, Chandler or him. Chandler's a tough dude, right? The guy,
of course.
Michael's the best dude.
That's the fight that should happen.
Michael's
Him
the
and Chandler.
best
See what happens.
ever. Gaethje-Chandler fight was the greatest fight of all time. That's why I think Chandler could. It's because McGregor, you probably know better than anybody else, is he even close to what he was back in the day?
I don't know. We're going to find out.
No one really knows.
There's only one way to answer those questions.
The Notorious is back. It's almost like a movie trailer, isn't it? The fast cuts, the muscle shots, the over-the-top intensity, it's all part of the McGregor show.